Hey, good morning, people. Good afternoon, whatever. Um, I contacted one of my friends this morning though, and she did a reality show, and she and I have worked what is it? The past few years doing magic fashion show. Anyway, Magic is one of the biggest fashion shows here in Vegas. It's the largest convention center is actually Mandalay Bay. It's there. It's also at the convention center, and it's also at the Sands Convention Center. So it's at three humongous places, and I don't think in 3 days that you can actually get through all of it. So anyway, my friend, she's done quite a few fashion shows though. Getting ready to do a radio show. Anyway, people want to know what it's like to build people in Indian country, because we're really good when it comes to like powwow stuff. If you don't know, it's like really tedious stuff. I'm talking anywhere where you're doing cut beads to real small beads to leggings to what is it? Anywhere from porcupine quill work. Some of that stuff literally takes an entire year to work on, and that's really haute couture fashion, what they call haute couture in France. France ain't got shit on tribal communities. There's shit that I've seen that I've never seen. So I don't mean this for this to be a negative word, but people wonder kind of some of the unnecessary negative shit that I have to go through. And I'm not going to name any names, but it's my responsibility. But I'll tell you some of the stuff that I get the opportunity to work through. And take for instance, I've had a fashion designer ride the piss out of me because I dated one of her relatives, and it didn't go so good, and nothing bad happened. It just didn't work out. So, naturally, when two people they separate, and we didn't date for very long, that they take it personally. The whole fucking family takes it personally. So even though that I give scholarships per year, scholarships plural, or give my fight pay away, some people just like riding the fuck out of somebody like me. Or you volunteer all the time, or you don't even have an agent. I don't have an agent. Or I put together a fashion show because I want to see natives do well. Or Indian relays, being able to talk to the head of Wrangler and try to get other tribal men and women so they can go from a live show, a live horse race of 20,000 to more like 20 million, 200 million, so they can get corporate sponsors like Ford, Chevy, and they can actually pay their bills and make a little bit, maybe buy a house, or be able to create a sister team, 2 or 3 sister teams, or maybe they want to go in a completely different side of business. Now that's just fashion and Indian relays. But what if I'm teaching somebody also about the financial aspect, meaning like any kind of finance or marketing or media, or teaching another fighter how to like promote themselves? All I'm saying is I'm trying. I really am. Now, this particular fashion designer, extremely gifted person, extremely gifted though, but the truth is that it reminds me of fighters like that are amateur. They get really good, and they're really good striking, really good groundwork, the whole nine. And it reminds me because they get to a point where they believe in their skill, yet they're constantly whining, or they act like nobody else has ever been through this shit before. They're the only one doing what they're doing. It's from a selfish, and they're entitled to what, that they're going to think. But you don't realize that you're chasing away the very people that are trying to help you. The very people that have gone through that and conquered that part of themselves, where they realize somebody walked them through their egotistical and selfish behavior, and they were able to say, hey, look, man, like, you ain't the only fucking one going through these problems. And until you realize that you learn how to shut up about these things and like some of these negative things, and you look at the next person and you try to figure out how to elevate their situation, and nobody has to pay you, but you're able to touch something and turn it into gold. That's called the Midas touch. In business, that's what I've been taught. The ability to be able to work with somebody and not take money on the front end. To be able to finance yourself and go through your own negative financial woes, and you'll be able to drop money, take somebody out to dinner, make somebody your right-hand man or woman, and you're able to take one or two people and work with them, polish them up, keep polishing. And sooner or later, people say, well, the biggest problem that I always have, Bill, is this. They always bite the hand that feeds them. Guess what? Anybody new that you're working with, anybody that you possess a skill or an intellect better than them, guess what? They are going to bite the hand that feeds them more than once. They're going to bite it probably thousands of times. Your hand is going to be nothing more than having holes in them, because it's going to be like a puppy dog biting the shit out of your hand, and a teenage dog, and an older dog. And here's the reason why. They're inheriting a new lifestyle, something they have no clue what they're doing, and they're afraid, and everybody has fear base, and sometimes they lash out at the people that's closest to them. Now, when someone shares something negative with you like that, what they're really saying is this: I'm afraid as all hell. Teacher, mentor, I'm afraid, and I don't really know how to like try on this new wardrobe of life. And I don't mind freaking out in front of you and showing you that I'm afraid. And people like me, I'm able to sit back and say, it's okay. Welcome to the business. Welcome to the entertainment business. Welcome to staying up all night. Welcome to getting no sleep. Welcome to piggybacking multiple things. For me, as a fighter, business person, philanthropist, you name it, I've gotten good news and bad news on the same day, and it's consistent. I'm talking about people like, I've got a relative that passed away, but at the same time, I just knocked down my largest sponsor and got into it with a promoter from somebody I don't even fight for. That's a big deal, that I was trying to warm up a deal, and maybe I got into it with a fighter, and maybe I attracted somebody else new in my personal life. Like, that's a lot of shit to bring in, and you're kind of like, I'm happy, I'm angry, if you don't know how to lasso down your feelings, and you don't know how to like control a lot of that action, because you don't realize your idea in the entertainment industry is having nothing but action. They say, from what I'm told, the idea of being rich is this: it's having a lot of options. Whether that holds true or not, I don't know. But I do believe that there is some truth to that. So, I hate to share a lot of negative stuff on a Sunday. I think it's just a learning tool, because for any people out there that do mentor people, whether it be teachers or people in the entertainment industry, or they have a skill, or somebody that's a carpenter, an electrician, communication is the biggest thing. And sooner or later, people do get involved in their feelings, and Your teachers are not infallible. They are human. They have this ability to generally, kind of like Pac-Man. It's always told, if you're going to teach somebody, if you like that game Pac-Man, it's a simple game. Pac-Man eats the dots, and you get the highest score. Well, the person that can eat the most negatives, they get the highest score. They get to see the neatest things in life. They get to put people on their team, and they get to have a good network and healthy people around them. But sooner or later, your network gets so big and there's so many negatives that are coming your way that it becomes like a 24-hour negative fest, and you're like the Pac-Man trying to eat up all the dots until you finally lose it, until you finally have to disassociate yourself, break away, and then realize you've got to focus on yourself, charge yourself back up, because you're like the dead battery. You're the dead battery, and you need to work on yourself therapeutically and get yourself back, and then you can put yourself back in and be renewed. Well, sometimes for people on a Sunday, the reason I'm saying this today, go to your churches, go to your sweat lodges, go to your temples. These are your places that you're going to find that sense of renewal. This is where you go. If you're just aimlessly wandering about, sooner or later, you're right. You're going to be saying, I did this. You can tell it. Try it in conversation. Listen to somebody's conversation. They say, me and my brother, me and my sister. They always put themselves first. Me and somebody else. I hear it all the time. It's just my ears trained. See, being a fighter, you work on nothing but seeing punches. And then the hand becomes quicker, faster than the eye. It's why magic exists. You learn how to use your eyes correctly. Sometimes your eyes aren't your friend. Sometimes your ears aren't. Your taste buds, your five senses. So what I'm saying is that being a fighter, fighting is literally the tip of the iceberg. But finding that discipline, you can find somebody that has real strength, because they'll be talking to your heart, they'll be talking to your gut, and your intelligence, all three of those at the same time, and it'll make sense, and you don't feel like you're being sold a product or a service. Anyway, that's all I got though, but hopefully it helps some of you guys that are out there mentoring people, some of you people that have been swallowing people's negatives and really trying to build people and kind of wondering where you're at. Anyway, I just thought that it would help some of you guys that own businesses or in government, politics, or whatever though. So I can't control anybody else's behaviors like a Donald Trump or some total right wing, whatever, or even a major left wing. I don't always agree with Democrats, but somebody that's out there that's really just manipulating people. Hopefully this is better medicine. Anyway, I've got to get to my workout. I hope you guys have a good day.